Okay, so today's video is about arabesque. Arabesque is, when you raise your leg behind you. And a lot of people are having trouble feeling the muscle connection, getting their leg up without twisting their body, things like that. So the first thing I want to do before we start picking our leg up behind us while we're standing is I want you to lay down. So get a mat and lay down on your belly. We're going to talk about what muscles are actually doing the work before we stand up and do it. So lay flat on your belly, and the first thing I want you to do is to lift up both your arms and legs. So we're kind of flying like Superman right now. Okay, so feel what is working right now. It's mostly your butt. You're squeezing your butt, and you're also going to be feeling like a burning sensation here in your back. So butt and back are the two most important things working in arabesque. The first thing you have to activate is your butt. Now you're thinking that probably sounds very obvious, but you'd be surprised how many people try to start the movement with their hamstring. So if you start trying to lift your leg from down here, the lower you start trying to lift your leg, the harder it's going to be. So you have to think of your butt cheek as like a teeter-totter. You have to squeeze this down first to lift your leg up. So if you've ever seen a teeter-totter, one goes down to lift the other side up. So put your hand on your butt and squeeze that first. I want you to actually feel your butt muscle under your hand. Squeeze that first, and then everything else can follow. A lot of people will try to lift from here first. This muscle activates first, and I don't want that to happen. I want you to imagine your arabesque coming from your butt. Those same muscles that help you turn out, those rotating muscles help too. So you actually, I think you can get your leg higher when you turn out. Okay, so if you have really strong turnout muscles right here, and I did a whole video about how to strengthen these turnout muscles, if you have strong turnout muscles and that rotating feeling feels easy for you, then you're not going to have much of a problem doing an arabesque. We just got to get you familiar with how to find the muscles and how to make everything coordinate. That was the butt part of this tutorial. Now we're going to talk about the back part. Your back, when you do an arabesque, you're essentially contracting your back. So you're basically doing a reverse sit-up. When you do a sit-up like this, and bringing your body closer to your legs, you're contracting your belly muscles, but we're going to do the same thing backwards. We have to contract, we have to do the same thing on our back to get our body closer to our legs. So yes, you're going to feel cramping and burning here in your back, but that's good. That means you're using the right muscles, and that means they're going to get stronger. So something you can do for fun, get a soft surface, either a carpet or a mat, and what I want you to do is to grab your feet, put your hand outside of your foot, almost like your instep or your ankle. Same thing on the other leg. And what I want you to do is push your feet back, like you want to push your feet back into the wall behind you. So grab it, push your feet back, 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 and almost like your toes are going up to the ceiling, and now you should be kind of in this weird position. So once you're here, roll a little bit. So this is going to help give you some flexibility in your back, and you're going to also feel your rib cage kind of expand and relax a little bit. So this is a good way to kind of strengthen your butt, your hamstrings, and also you get the flexibility in your back. Now once you've done that, I want you to keep your upper body up. So don't relax like this. After you've rolled a little bit, keep your upper body up. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze your back muscles and let go of your legs. And you should still feel burning in your back muscles. These are going to help you. Now, if you really, really want to push yourself and really challenge your back muscles, push yourself up like a seal, you know, kind of like the way seals waddle around, or I guess a mermaid. Push yourself up, and again, you're turned out, so your knees should be facing away from each other, almost like you're standing in second position. So feel those rotating butt muscles, and then hold it there. And you should feel a lot of burning right here, but that's good. Those are the muscles that you should be feeling. Back and butt muscles are everything in Arabesque. One more little exercise that will help you is opposition feeling, because a lot of the times when we lift up our leg, we kind of want to twist and open because it's easier and it doesn't hurt as much. But in Arabesque, there's actually an opposition feeling. You almost want to feel like, for example, if I'm doing an Arabesque with my left leg, you almost have to feel a diagonal connection with your right shoulder, so that way you don't twist. This helps keep you square. So lay back down, like we're going to do the Superman, the flying pose again. So lay back down and pick a leg. So for example, I'm going to do my left leg. I'm going to lift up my left leg and my right arm. And I almost want you to imagine that your body is a Ferris wheel. It's a Ferris wheel going this way. So like if people are riding and they're on the bottom of the Ferris wheel, they're going to go up this way and see your Arabesque leg. And by doing that, it also helps reinforce this down to go up feeling. So play around with this. Always opposite arm of leg. So pretend you're a Ferris wheel. Everything is going down and up in the direction that your leg is pointing. It's got to go down before it goes up. Now, once your back and your butt is all sore and burning, now we can move on to standing Arabesque. So we're all about to become very good friends because you're going to be seeing a lot of my butt right now to help explain Arabesque. So start facing the bar in first position or facing the wall if you're doing this at home. So stand in first position and just do a regular old tendu back. That's it. Nothing else has happened yet. Just your foot sweeping the floor, tendu back. Okay? Easy. Nothing. We're just waiting for the bus. Nothing happened. You didn't have to do anything with your upper body. We're just standing and waiting for the bus with our leg behind us. From here, I want you to turn in and relax it. Just turn in and let it just be lazy. Feel how it feels to be turned in and lazy. Now, straighten and do that rotate thing. So that means using this butt muscle, rotate. Rotate is going to feel like a twisting and almost pushing down. And this is what brings your leg up. So lazy, rotate out and down, and then imagine the teeter-totter. This is the teeter-totter pushing down to go up. So when you start doing this rotating feeling, it should feel like you're rotating so much and squeezing so hard that you have no choice but for your leg to go up. It's just so much energy that it's got to go somewhere. Your leg has to go somewhere now. Now when you push down, and when you're squeezing your butt and rotating to lift your leg, don't let it go out to the side. So remember how I said there's a connection between the opposite leg and shoulder? So when it goes up, squeezing, 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 imagine it's, well, I don't want you to overcross it. Your foot should kind of feel like it's behind your belly button, but I want you to imagine that somebody just drew a stripe from your left shoulder to your right butt cheek, if you're doing an Arabesque with the right leg. So squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Feel this connection and make sure your shoulders are square. So I'm going to come a little closer so you can see what my butt cheek is doing. You're going to see the whole thing today. Sorry, guys. So just stand in regular tendu. Nothing happened yet. Just tendu. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. you should see or feel like this little muscle here concave, so you can kind of see it if I'm lazy and then squeezing, lazy, squeezing. So you want this little like concave thing to happen, okay? So squeeze it, squeeze it, squeeze it, hips open, this is down, and just bring it up and keep it turned out. Believe it or not, the more you rotate and imagine you're turning out, the easier it will be, and you're going to feel this burning, cramping sensation. And that's normal, that means you're doing it right, you are working the correct muscles. You can put your hands on your shoulders to make sure your shoulders aren't twisting. Remember the Ferris wheel feeling. If it helps you, you can put the opposite arm out in front of you. This is actually first arabesque, which is one of the easier, more comfortable ones because you have your opposite arm out here as like a counterweight. So it's butt and back, butt and back, butt and back. Now, unfortunately in ballet, we are not allowed to drop our upper body until our leg is at least 90 degrees. There are other styles of dance like modern or something where they're allowed to drop the back. Ice skaters are lucky, they're allowed to drop their back when they're going. We don't do that. It's only once your leg starts going above 90 degrees that you can start to let your upper body go a little bit. Another little fun thing you can do to like feel those muscles just like lock together and all be contracted and connected is stand at the bar and do an arabesque, whatever leg you want to do, and do a back bend towards your leg. So remember, you're still turned out, and you're still rotating, and you're still squeezing this butt, but you're going to bend backwards towards your leg, nice little back bend, and then right here, lock it together, so that when you come up, your leg comes with you. It's like you just bend backwards, and now you tied a string to your leg. So you got to squeeze it, start lifting it already, bring it up with you. And it's going to burn. It is going to burn. It does not feel fun. It doesn't feel like a massage. Arabesque, squeezy, squeezy, turny, turny. Lock it. Bring it up with you. And even when I'm doing this back bend, before I bring my leg up with me, I imagine it in the middle of my body. I imagine that my opposite shoulder is helping to bring it up, that this string is tied to like the back of my head. And some arabesques are harder than others. We have 4 arabesques in ballet, and I'm going to just briefly go over them and help you how to remember them. So, first arabesque is when everything is open to the audience. The audience is number 1. Number 1, you love the audience. They get everything. So you're showing them your crotch, your hips are open to the audience, and your arms are open to the audience. I mean, you're not like this. This is Alsacon. But the audience can see your chest, they can see your belly, they can see your hips, they can see all this good stuff down here. So first arabesque is when everything is open to the audience. You can do first arabesque to the left, or you can do your first arabesque to the right. That just means you're facing stage right, even though your left leg is up. So step arabesque to the right, step arabesque to the left. First arabesque, everything open. First arabesque is generally thought to be one of the more comfortable ones because you have the opposite arm out to act as a counterweight. And it's usually the first arabesque that you learn, like when you're standing at the bar and you do your arabesque and, you let go of the hand that's on the bar. I think first arabesque is the most common one. You see it the most in choreography. Everybody loves to kick up their arabesque really high. Everyone loves first arabesque. It's easy, it's comfortable, it feels good. Second arabesque is like first arabesque, but you just change your arms. So you still love the audience, but you don't want to give them everything. You want to you can show them your hips, you can flirt a little bit, but they can't see your chest. You just change your arms. I think people tend to like second arabesque a little less. It can feel kind of crooked, like one-sided, like you're heavy on one side, and it's hard to feel that counterbalance, that counter tension. So second arabesque, hips are open to the audience, but your arms are not. So if you're the audience, it should look like one long line. The arm that's closest to the audience is out, and the leg that's closest to the audience is out too. So this is second arabesque. So this is where it gets confusing. Third arabesque is almost exactly like second arabesque, except switched around. So first arabesque was, I love the audience. Second arabesque was, I love you but not so much. Third arabesque is, you love the audience with your arms, but not your leg. So second arabesque and third arabesque are essentially the same. You just rotated your body around so that the leg that is in the air is not close to the audience anymore. It's the inside leg, so to speak, but your arms are still out. So look, right now I'm doing a third arabesque to the left. I'm facing the left side of the stage, but if I were to freeze and keep everything exactly how it is and just rotate my body, look, I'm in second arabesque now. So the only thing that makes second arabesque and third arabesque different is how your body is facing the audience. And if you've been paying close attention, you should have figured out by now that fourth arabesque is everything away from the audience. Fourth arabesque, audience, you're number 4. You're at the bottom of my list. I don't want you to see anything. So fourth arabesque is you're not letting them see your crotch or your hips. If you're my audience, I have the leg farthest from you up, and you also have your arms closed off to them. So you're not letting them see anything. In fourth arabesque, you are allowed to twist, and you kind of pinch the back shoulder down a little bit to make it look a little pretty. So fourth arabesque, okay, I don't like you, but I'm still gonna look pretty doing it. You get to make this long diagonal line. So audience can't see anything. They can't see any of this, they can't see any of this, they can't see any of this. But you get to pinch under this shoulder. So your hips stay where they are. You're really twisting from your upper body. You twist the upper body and then bend it back. And fourth arabesque, because of this little like twist and pinch feeling, this is probably one of the most uncomfortable. So fourth arabesque is essentially a first arabesque rotated away from the audience, and then you pinch. I'm doing a first arabesque to the left. I'm facing the left side of the stage, and my right leg is behind me. If all I do is rotate 180 degrees, I'm in fourth arabesque. And then you twist from the upper body, and then pinch the back shoulder. And that's your fourth arabesque. So first and fourth arabesque are the same mechanics, but first arabesque is you love the audience, fourth arabesque is you hate the audience. And then second and third arabesque are essentially the same mechanics, but it just depends on what you're showing the audience. So one more time, we're going to run through these 4 arabesques quickly one more time, and then I'm going to wrap this up. First arabesque, everything open to the audience. You can see my chest, you can see my belly, you can see my hips. Number 1, audience is number 1. I love you, audience. First arabesque. Second arabesque, I still kind of love you, but changing my arms is like the easiest thing to do. So 2, this is like the second easiest. You're just number 2 on my list, audience, okay? I can still give you this stuff, but I don't want to, my arms are closed off to you. Third arabesque, you give them even less. They don't get to see any of this, but they get to see this. So third arabesque, arms are open, but legs are not open to the audience. And then fourth arabesque is just, nope, you don't want them at all. Nope, they don't get to see anything. Fourth arabesque, goodbye. So 1, 2, switch everything, 3, 4. Number 1 is essentially number 4 turned around, and number 2 is essentially number 3 turned around. If you really want to push yourself and challenge yourself and make sure things are square and that you're really finding those muscles and keeping your upper body strong with a straight, strong back, you can Put your leg at the bar, rotate your body so that you're essentially standing in arabesque. And imagine bringing the opposite shoulder to your leg when you port a bras back. And then if that gets easier for you, you can do this whole crazy wall stretch thing if your teacher lets you, because some teachers don't like when students put their legs and feet up on the wall. So you're essentially standing in attitude with a bent leg right now, and all you do is straighten it, and you can even do this nice little fun stretch. Okay, so I hope all of that helped. I know arabesque is like really pretty. Everybody wants to have a high arabesque and they're not quite sure how to get it there or strengthen the muscles you need. So hopefully it's not as much of a mystery to you anymore. Like I said, butt and back, and you do have to put yourself through a level of discomfort to get those back muscles strong enough to get a really nice, high, solid, strong arabesque. Have fun, happy dancing. I'll see you next week.